Greetings. This is the third part of the uplifting of the word from Psalm 119, verses 25 through 32. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6 declares that we cannot please God without faith. But without faith, it is impossible to please God. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is the rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Fear and faith cannot coexist in our lives. The presence of the one is the evidence of the absence of the other. In other words, where fear is, there is no faith present. And where faith is, there is no fear present. The psalmist said in Psalm 56, verse 3, "What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee." In verse 11, he says, "In God have I put my trust, I will not be afraid. What can man do unto me?" Isaiah 12 and verse 2, "Behold, God is my salvation, I will trust and not be afraid. For the Lord Jehovah is my strength and my song, he also has become my salvation." Either faith will prevent fear in our lives, or else faith will cure the fear in our lives. David says, "Teach me thy statutes." That is the rules for walking your way. This concept is the perfect segue into the thought of the next verse. We should ask God to help us learn to walk in his way, by faith in his power to save us and to keep us. Psalm 119, verse 27, "Make me to understand the way of thy statutes, so shall I talk of thy wondrous ways." Let's begin by reflecting over the words of an appropriate song for this verse. Old song by Andre Crouch entitled "Through It All." It says, "I've had many tears and sorrows. I've had questions for tomorrow. There have been times I didn't know right from wrong. But in every situation, God gave blessed consolation, that my trials only come to make me strong. I've been to lots of places and I've seen a lot of faces. There have been times I felt so all alone. But in my lonely hours, yes, those precious lonely hours, Jesus let me know that I was still his own. I thank God for the mountains, and I thank him for the valleys, and I thank him for the storms he brought me through. For if I'd never had a problem, I wouldn't know that he could solve them. I'd never know what faith in God could do. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon his word. Let's continue to trust, that is, have faith in God and depend upon the promises of his word to sustain us through it all. If the premise of the first three sections are true, and they are, then we should request our own personal cry for quickening as David did, that the supervision of his word, the sanctifying by the word, and the longings of our soul be brought to pass in our lives also. This brings us to Psalm 119, verse 28, where we find an even stronger statement than that of verse 25 concerning the depths of despair in one's life. "My soul melteth for heaviness. Strengthen thou me according to thy word." This is the source of the title of this section, the uplifting of the word. The word melteth means to drip or to weep. And it indicates that one feels that the life is being squeezed out of him drop by drop by drop.